Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be covering the best and worst P2P lending platforms based on the publicly available performance data. We will also discuss some of the latest developments, such as the CEO change on EstateGuru, the exit of another lender on Esketit, or the decrease of interest rates on PeerBerry. So let's dive in. Mintos, EstateGuru and PeerBerry are the largest platforms in the industry. Mintos increased its outstanding portfolio last month, but so did the funds in recovery, which include pending payments and funds from suspended lenders. If you are investing in loans on Mintos or plan to do so, it is crucial to have an overview of the financials of its lending partners, which you can now review directly in our Mintos review on P2P Empire. Currently, not all of the lenders have been added, as we are still waiting for the official financials from 2024. As soon as those are published, you will be able to compare all the loan originators against each other. Moving on to EstateGuru, where we have seen a slight increase in the outstanding portfolio amounts, the amount of funds in recovery is roughly the same. There has been quite a development on this platform in the past month. First, the Lithuanian regulator announced that EstateGuru is not authorized to provide crowdfunding services in Lithuania, as EstateGuru's entity in Lithuania does not have the required license. A few local news outlets picked up on the news and reported that EstateGuru's financing is pulled through its Estonian entity, which does have the required license. The outcome of this is that the Lithuanian investors cannot complain to the local authorities but have to reach out to the Estonian regulator for disputes. Another big change at EstateGuru is that the CEO Mikael Stam is stepping down and Daniel Al will be taking over the role. The good news is that EstateGuru achieved profitability last year, which means that the chance that they will shut down shop in the near future has decreased. This gives investors hope that the platform can recover at least some of the defaulted loans. A few weeks back, the company also posted a business update on its YouTube channel. About 70% of it felt like self-promotion, but there were a few points worth noting, especially regarding recoveries. For 2025, EstateGuru has set a recovery target between 20 and 30 million euro. So far, they have only managed to recover 6 million in the first half of this year. The platform expects more recoveries in the second half. The risk manager also revealed that last year's recoveries were around 15 million euro, only half of what the former CEO had publicly forecasted at the start of 2024. And given EstateGuru's history of overly optimistic recovery predictions, I would not be surprised if the final 2025 numbers end up well below target, but I guess we will have to wait and see. The update also covered the situation in each market. Outside of Estonia, the legacy portfolio's performance is poor, particularly in Lithuania, which is one of the worst cases among active portfolios. In Finland, approximately 30% of the borrowers are involved in legal disputes, although the market has improved, which could allow EstateGuru to sell up to 70% of its assets. In Germany, heavy bureaucracy is slowing things down. 4 notary transactions were recently signed, with recoveries expected to wrap up in September. But multiple auctions and bankruptcy proceedings are still dragging out the process. Moving on to PeerBerry, where the outstanding portfolio increased slightly. Aventus Group, one of the largest financial groups on PeerBerry, reported nearly 47 million euro in net profits for the first half of the year. Additionally, they expanded its lending operations to Argentina and Peru, making it one of the largest lending groups globally. The platform also mentioned that it expects higher loan volumes in autumn, which is good news for investors who struggle to invest their capital due to limited loan supply. The bad news is that the interest rates continue to drop. Recently, the platform lowered rates for South African lenders to 7.5%, raising questions about whether the risk and return ratio remains justified, given that several other platforms still offer rates well above 10% per year. Let's now talk about Robocash, where the outstanding portfolio amount dropped compared to the data from July. The platform also provided some additional information. The loan from Singapore is reportedly being used as working capital for the group to finance early-stage growth of Unamolia's portfolio in Uzbekistan and to expand the portfolio of a new lender in the Philippines. Regarding the situation around the revoked license for its lender Digido in the Philippines, the management mentioned that it continues to operate within the legal framework and its decision is not yet final. They currently lend money to repeat clients to help keep a manageable risk profile. Regarding the group guarantee, not much new information has been shared. A legal document explaining the scope of the group guarantee is not available, so investors are left with the group's financials to evaluate whether such a guarantee is even reasonable during financial distress. Whether the track record is enough to justify the investment compared to other options on the market is up to you to decide. The group does not plan plan to release financials for individual loan originators, but they said that they would provide more insight on their blog. Should I get more information, I will share it with you in one of the upcoming updates. Esketit's loan portfolio increased last month, however, another loan originator, Money4 Finance, has left the platform. This leaves only startups with limited financial insights and no financial reports. The offered interest on the available loans is kept at the maximum of 12%, which is mainly dictated by the imbalance between loan supply and investor demand. Indemo continues to expand its portfolio gradually, and Swapper has not updated its statistics as of the recording of this video. Fintown increased its loan book to over 50 million euro. The management also shared some business updates, such as the acquisition of land in Costa Rica. The platform also gave an update on the development project Kolovrati and recapped the performance of its rental projects for the second quarter of 2025. The platform also announced that the upcoming development loans will come with a quarterly interest payout as opposed to the payout at the end of the loan period. If you're invested on Fintown, I suggest to watch the entire video, which I will link for you up here. Indemo reports another repayment of acquired discounted debt, which yielded up to 30% for investors. The platform also continues its cashback offer, which lets you earn up to 4% from your invested amount until the end of August. Afranga also managed to significantly increase its portfolio under management, mainly due to the recent limited promotion, which runs until the 25th of August. The platform is listing loans with a 16% interest rate and variable loan terms from 12 to 36 months. From a risk and return perspective, this promotion was one of the best deals for P2P investors we have seen this year so far. For more details about the financial situation of lenders on Afranga, you can have a look at our Afranga review, where we have published the financials for 2024. Nectaro is also expanding its loan portfolio. Its loan book in Romania has shown solid financials for the last year, with increased profits compared to 2023. Again, you will be able to retrieve the financials in our Nectaro review on P2P Empire. The loan portfolio on the income marketplace decreased slightly compared to July. Their lending partners IDF Bulgaria and Dana Rupia have already published their financials for last year, both showing solid results. We should see more lenders releasing their statements in the upcoming weeks. Crowdfear is also growing steadily, with a default rate of below 6%. Landa has recently published a news announcement that Latvia declared an agricultural emergency amid excessive rainfall. Some investors wondered whether this hurts Landa's portfolio, so I reached out to the management for a comment. Currently, there is only one borrower who has reported that his crop might be lost. Should this be the case, Landa will start its debt recovery process. Capitalia reported a decrease in the outstanding portfolio amount, while the funds in recovery increased. There have been no changes on Twino or Reinvest24, which remains radio silent when it comes to public communication. The rest of the platforms don't publish regular performance reports. However, you can review some of the financials of their lending partners directly in our Lender Hub on P2P Empire. I will leave a link to it in the description below. As you can see, there's been quite a bit of development in the industry during the summer, and it's up to you to pick the best investment opportunities that match your risk profile. If this video was helpful to you, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future updates. If you have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.